So my name's Eric Williamson, and this is my wife, Honey Williamson. And our story began about 22 years ago or so. I was born into a family that didn't have a religious background, and so we came together with two sort of different stories altogether.
I very clearly remember at the age of 12 being at a vacation Bible school and going down to the altar and being saved. But like so many others, lots of things kind of went on in my life. So I still didn't have that relationship that I wanted with Christ, but I knew I wanted it, and I knew I wanted it in my marriage. And I'll never forget the day I was in the car, and I looked at Eric to see, and I asked him, "Do you believe in God?" And his answer was, "I don't know."
I was at a point where I couldn't believe in something I didn't see, and I think a lot of people who don't have a foundation in Christ, or maybe profess that there is no God, or they're just lost in this world, have that same sort of dilemma. What is there to believe in if you can't see it? But that's kind of where I was.
So we found out we were pregnant for the very first time, and as you can imagine, we were so excited. Remember going in and getting that first little picture and thinking everything was, this is it, our life's going to begin now. Little did we know that our life was getting ready to be turned upside down. We found out that what they thought was the baby was actually fibroids that had grown with the pregnancy, which did not leave my tube. What they did, the chemotherapy shots that they gave for that procedure, did not work, and it continued to grow, and it ruptured, and Eric had to take me to the hospital. Almost really did not make it. The doctor said within 5 minutes. If we would have been 5 minutes later, I would have been dead. They immediately took me back to surgery. They removed that tube, and then later I had to have more surgery. We thought, okay, that's it. But I still wanted kids, so we were like, we'll try again. Well, when we tried again, it didn't work again. So that was our second. I never felt like I was being punished by God, but I just didn't understand why it wasn't happening for us. What was going on? What was His plan in all of this?
We got a knock on our door one night when we're just in this depression and this questioning, and there's a dozen people at our front door, and I have no idea why or what they're doing. But they don't even wait for us to open the door. They just come in, and they grab us off of the couch. And I'm honestly a little freaked out at the moment, but they tell us what they're there for, and they're going to wrap their arms around us. They're going to encircle us and then lay hands on us in prayer. It wasn't long after that we found out the news that she was in fact pregnant in the correct location. Everything's properly forming, and I guess during that careful first trimester, that time period, for me, a miracle took place. And we had attended Covington Wesleyan Church to see a performance called The Price Love Paid, and that's the day I was born. It was in 2001, and it was real at that moment. I gave my life to Christ that day. Nothing's been the same ever since. So then Carter Joseph was born, and just pure joy to see what God can do and what doctors sometimes say is not possible. Sometimes God has a different plan. And so he became the joy of our life in the fall of 2001, and just the greatest feeling in the world.